Hello and welcome back to the channel, and today is going to be a bit different because I did say my channels will be becoming more exploring and more vlogging instead of just sitting down and talking, and today I am sitting down and talking and I'm talking about exploring. So without further ado, let's just get into it. Like last time, I am doing another video in my bedroom because I think it'd be quite nice to just change the scenery a little bit, and this room's a bit more brighter in the dark and it looks a bit more rustic. So we are going to talk about what places I will be exploring next, and there is a lot to get through, so I'm going to do 11 only today of like a list of 23 and tell you a little bit about them. So let's get into the first one. Yes, the first of 11 would be the LAVERNOCK battery. Just to inform you, this is not the exact order I will be going. LAVERNOCK battery is heavily linked to the Second World War and is located in LAVERNOCK, the Vale of Glamorgan, in between Sully and Barry Island. It was built in 1860 after the Royal Commission basically ordered the British Army to build a new sea defences on the Bristol Channel. This would protect the ports of Cardiff, Newport and Bristol. It was completed in 1870. It was initially fitted with armed rifle muzzle loading, 7-inch, that's 180mm Mk3 guns with disappearing carriages. And then in 1895 it was replaced with 7-inch guns, the MKV guns. And then in the Second World War it was heavily linked to shooting down the overcoming Luftwaffe, so the German planes, in protection to protect its ports, which was holding military ships and bringing supplies during the Blitz. So LAVERNOCK battery has basically been disarmed from all of his anti-aircraft rifles of the Second World War, and now has become a part of a public path, but it's an abandoned war battery. A lot of the buildings and barracks have been knocked down, and a swimming pool has been put into one of the areas, and a part of a caravan park. But the main bits are still there. The actual battery where the guns were kept are still there. The next one is Cefn Cribwr lime quarry. I can't speak Welsh, but that word I just can't nail. Basically, it's a lime quarry located on Kenfig Hill in Bridgend. It's got a lot of the old buildings and equipment still there. Obviously the quarry is still there too. So it's basically stuck in time. So it's a big shadow of the industrial past. There's not really much history I can get into on this place, but it is something spectacular to see. As you can see the pictures I am attaching to this video, it is something to see. Apart from only one thing I know about that place, a lot of the staff took part in the 1926 Great Strike, which is obviously is depicted a lot in Peaky Blinders and all that, and that's all I can say about it. So Blaentillery Colliery number 2, or basically Blaentillery drift mines, or another pit in Blaenavon. That's because Blaenavon is very, very famous for having the big pit. This one was only located 1,100 yards away from the big pit baths. It opened in January 1967. The NCB expended 500,000 in open these drift mines, and it would use 250 men who was employed by the big pit. Obviously this didn't go well because drift mines weren't really a thing in Wales. So the Blaentillery was sold by the NCB in 1988, and it would be sold to the Mining Limited of West Yorkshire, obviously under the name Blaentillery. In 1987 and to 1996 the level 2 was owned by the Funnos Doon Colliery Company, Welsh words, and I am Welsh. And then around 2002 it was owned by the Blaentillery Mining Limited. So in March 2003 a grant for 49,400 from a final payment of the Coal Operating Aid scheme was paid, but in February 2005 the company closed down, so did Blaentillery. And this is a pretty cool place because you can actually enter a little bit of the drift mine. They managed to keep a part of it clear, because I know a lot of people, because you can actually go there You know, a lot of people do explore it, and you can actually go so far into the drift mine, which is quite cool. It's not that far, but it's still something. So more of a first place on this one is Camden Town. So where do I really start with Camden? You've got the bridge, you've got the Cuckoo, you've got the market, you've got the roundhouse, you've got all the pubs, you've got Primrose Hill, Amy Winehouse. There's just so much you can start with Camden, and this will be my Christmas video. This will be out on Christmas Day. I'll be filming it next month, and it will be incredible. It's like if you've never been to London, I think you would enjoy Camden being like one of the first places you go to. It's got a lot there, like I said. It's got the Doc Martin shop, which has got like a little museum attached to it. You've got the rave shop, which has got these two giant drones, like robot sort of things outside, and it is just like really incredible. And also, if you're a big foodie, Camden's like the capital for street food. I'm telling you, it is one of the best places you can go for street food. And also music. It's quite famous for the Madness, with Talgarth Farm being one of the album covers. I think Clash took a photo out there, Amy Winehouse of course, and also the music venue. So Camden will be a great one on Christmas Day, and I think that will be a great one to like round off, because that will probably be my last video of the year, is in Camden Town. Probably Talgarth Hospital will be the creepiest place I'm going to. It's so infamous for its eerie and its most distinctive dark past, because it was a mental institution, and it's probably known as the Mid Wales Hospital officially. It is one of the most modern psychiatric units while it opened in 1903, and it would basically take on a lot of people from the Cardiff Asylum, which was known as the Whitchurch Hospital, during the Second World War, when it started becoming a hospital for the wounded sailors, soldiers who were coming back from the front lines on the Western Front or in Africa. But then after 1948, it would fall under the NHS control and close in 1999. It is basically a very creepy place. I'm not going to lie about it. It's probably one I'm going to probably have a lump in my throat going into, just because the fear is probably going to be there. Because you don't know what, we really don't know what bad things have happened in it, which obviously if the NHS has got control of the place, they probably will want to keep that quiet. So this is probably as well one I'm really looking forward to do. Probably the closest place to me is this, the Treforest Tin Works. It is opened in 1833 by William Crochet and the Crochet family. They started to roll tin plates 20 years before that, and actually successfully rolled tin plates in Treforest for 20 years. But then he would move on the tin works to Bute Estate in 1861. By that time the industry did die out in 1901. So the building was abandoned and has remained there. The building is still quite spectacular to see, with the walls. You can see where they used to produce the tin and roller, and you can see the frame of the roof, which makes it look a little bit like a skeleton, and the massive courtyard says it all. And also it's quite good for graffiti art. And again, there's not really much you can say about Treforest Tin Works. The second one in Blaenavon. So this is the Blaenavon Ironworks. It's a public place, you've got to pay to go in, but it's that sort of thing you just want to see, is the ironworks. I think we can do like a good video out there, because I watched this guy called Bald and Bankrupt who went into Gulag in Russia, and he did like a vlog on it over 2 days. I want to do something similar to that, but over 1 day, because I can easily get to Blaenavon. But Blaenavon was first opened in 1789. It first harnessed the power of steam to blow air into a huge blast furnace, and a century later it was here that Sidney Gilshrit Thomas transferred the world of steel and invented the method to remove phosphorus from iron ore. So basically, the steelworks and ironmongering changed completely in this place. So this is like world history and heritage. And if you just look at it, it's just incredible to see, like the huge blast furnaces. You can see all the houses and all that surrounding it. It is just a beautiful thing. And also, it was basically one of the most modern industrial settings of his time in the whole world. This is like over America, and Germany was one of the most industrialized countries during this period, or Prussia, wherever it was when. It would have been Prussia then, before Bismarck as United Germany. But saying that, Blaenavon, it just looks nuts, it does. And it's probably going to be the biggest thing I'm going to be looking at, like in area mass wise. So Newport now, and it's going to Caerleon, which has got Clawdd Farm. Yes, I've done loads of farmhouses, but this is something else to see, because this is not just a farm, it was a manor farm. Basically, they were farms, but fuck off big houses, and I swore I wouldn't meant to, but I just did. Sorry guys. But I was saying, it would literally, I've got the layout here, and it is insane that this was a farmhouse. It has an entrance hall, study, lounge, dining room, kitchen, butler's pantry, storeroom, boot room, pantry. They got 2 pantries, one for a butler and just for their general use. Cloakroom, rear hall with access to the cellar, and main secondary staircase. So that's just the bottom floor alone. Then you got the first floor with 6 bedrooms, a box room, landing, rear landing, 2 landings, bathroom, and a separate toilet. For the time it was built, that was probably a lot. And then the top floor, because it's a 3 floor, has a self-contained flat with 2 bedrooms, bathroom, a sitting room, and a kitchen. So this was a big thing for the time. If you had a farmhouse, which is basically a manor, you were one of the rich, well-off farmers who can sell their produce anywhere, because the time it was built, I'm guessing it was an Edwardian building, because there's not really much again about the history of this place. It was something to see, that's all I'm going to say. It's now privately owned by the people who run the Celtic Manor. It was bought by them in 1998. So they want to knock it down because it's a grade 2 listed building. They can't. But apparently they're not too fussy about people going there. Because I think really they want people to damage it, which is odd. I don't know why. They just don't seem like they really care. But it looks immense to go to. St Mary's Church in Tintern is probably in one of the smallest villages in Wales. It's probably very awkward to go to because it's on top of a mountain, and it's probably the most dangerous in dereliction to go to, but it has been deemed safe at the same time, so who knows, like what I'm in for you. But it's located on the hillside of Tintern, and it's not much about it, I can say, apart from that it was opened in 1695 and it was destroyed in a fire in 1977, which, that's all you can say. I don't think the church has really been that eventful, but it is such a beautiful sight to see. Quite eerie as well. I think that church had something to do with, because it's a Catholic church, but the monarchies coming back. The Catholic monastery, sorry, the monarchies coming back into the fold in a very Protestant I can't say, I'm giving up with this. And finally, probably my next exploring video will be at Halloween. It is going to be a ghost hunt again, because last Halloween the ghost hunt did pretty well on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie, and it was a bit fun to do. But now I've like found equipment in places which was one dumped in Blaenavon Farm. I got an actual working ghost box. I thought we may as well take a stab at it again. It's going to be in familiar places called Cribwr, the graveyard, which I done my first video in. So that's Halloween planned. I will be filming that tomorrow, I think, because it's the 18th now. The day this video comes up, maybe I'll be filming it, so who knows. Yep, that's the 11 places I will be exploring very soon. If you did like it and want to suggest some places in Wales and probably Hereford way, if that can help, you can help me there, and Hereford way up to Mid Wales, down south as far as Swansea, anywhere you like in the South Wales region. But if you did like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and also turn the notification bell on and subscribe for more, and be excited for what I got planned, because there's a lot, and I'll see you when I do one. Adios.